We have all heard the promise, just dump your ingredients into your bread machine, press start and walk away. And for the most part, that can be true. Until the day you open that lid after your bread has finished and you find a misshapen, improperly mixed brick that resembles nothing like a loaf of bread. So the real question is not, does the bread machine work? The real question is, do you leave the bread machine alone to do all the work? And I'm going to answer that question for us. A bread machine can be very hands-off, and that's why we love them. But the machine does not actually know what's going on in the environment. It doesn't know if it's very humid that day, very warm in the house, very dry. It doesn't know if the flour you are using is drier than it should be. It doesn't know what kind of flour you are using. It doesn't know the temperature of your ingredients. And if something is off just a little bit, the bread machine can't fix it. It doesn't even know it's happening. It's just running through the programmed cycle. Now, I've had lots of comments in this area, and people actually get very mean about it. And they think that I shouldn't be raising my bread machine lid and scraping down the sides and checking my dough ball. They say their bread machine works fine. They just dump everything in, press start, and walk away. Well, sometimes that can work, especially if you have a proven recipe and a bread machine that you know how behaves, and it works for you every time. But it does not always work. And even a change in the flour, even if you didn't change recipes, but the flour you are using, even if you didn't change brands, could be different year to year and season to season. So it's always best if you lift that lid and check your dough ball and see what's going on in there, because a perfect dough ball equals perfect loaf. Now, I have an entire playlist of troubleshooting that you can watch that will help you understand what's happening in the bread machine and how to fix it. And I'll put the link at the end of this video. So the bread machine doesn't know if there is flour or ingredients stuck up on the side of the bread pan. The bread machine doesn't know if the dough ball is too dry or if the dough ball is too wet. The bread machine doesn't know what the dough ball looks like at all. And if you just dump the ingredients in and press start and close the lid and come back 3 hours later, you have a risk of being very disappointed because you don't know what the dough ball looked like either. And therefore, you don't even know how to change your recipe to fix it for the next time. So to answer that question, do I need to scrape down the sides of my bread pan? The answer is probably yes, but not always. But it doesn't hurt to take a look and make sure you know what's going on. You may even find out, like I have a couple of times, that you forgot to put the paddle in. So it's always good to check and see how that dough is mixing up. If you open that lid after it's been mixing 4 or 5 minutes and the dough ball is beautiful and it's the right texture, it's pulling away from the sides of the pan, then you can close the lid and confidently walk away and come back when your bread is finished. But if you open that lid and the dough ball does not look right, it is not pulling away from the sides, there is ingredients stuck to the sides of the pan, you need to scrape that pan down and then decide if you need to add liquid or if you need to add flour. And if you'll watch my troubleshooting list, there are videos in there to explain when you need to do each. I also have a troubleshooting guide, and I'll put the link in the description and a pinned comment below on this video as well, in case you need that to help you. You could print it out and keep it in your kitchen when you're making bread, until you become an expert at that dough ball. The most important thing you can focus on when you're making bread in the bread machine is the dough ball, not the recipe itself. So you follow the recipe. And some people want to think, I followed the recipe to a T, therefore I'm going to get a perfect loaf of bread. But that is not the case, because what works in one house with the temperature and humidity and the bread machine they may be using, the type of flour they may be using, may not work for you. But that doesn't mean the recipe won't work for you. It just means you might need to make some adjustments. And take notes of the adjustments you had to make. Therefore, the next time you make that loaf of bread and use that recipe, you can make those adjustments until you get perfect at making that loaf of bread. You want your dough ball to be soft, slightly tacky, but not sticky. And you want it to be pulling away from the pans. You don't want it to be too wet so that it's not forming a nice round ball. And you don't want it to be too dry where you can see dry bits of flour and ingredients in the dough ball. Or the bread machine may even be having a hard time kneading because the dough ball is too dry. And you can fix all of this just by checking on that dough ball after the first 4 or 5 minutes of mixing. Some people are very nervous about opening the lid of their bread machine. They're afraid they're going to mess something up. But if you open that lid on that bread machine before you get to the rise cycle, when it's just mixing and stirring, you are not going to hurt anything at all. And it usually doesn't even pause the machine. Some machines may pause when you open the lid. I have not had one that did that. And you can pause the machine yourself if you want to examine that dough ball. But you're not going to hurt anything. This is when you are going to make the adjustments that give you that perfect loaf of bread. So this shift in thinking changes everything. You're not thinking, follow that recipe to a T. You want to start thinking, check that dough ball and make sure it's perfect before it gets too far into the cycle, because that perfect dough ball is going to give you that perfect loaf of bread. Just like we can't follow a recipe to a T and expect to not have to examine what's going on in the bread machine, it's the same with our thoughts. And I talk about that a lot in my book, The Noisy Mind, and I'll leave a link to that in the description box below. And once you have made a recipe multiple times and it keeps turning out perfect, you have gotten very close to a dump and go recipe. Although I still recommend, when possible, go ahead and check that machine, because so many factors out of your control can change how that dough ball forms and if it needs an adjustment. I have my ingredients in this machine ready to mix, and I will put the recipe in the description box below. This is not a recipe video, so I'm not going to show you how to make it, but I will put the recipe in the description box in case you want to make this loaf. And basically it is an enriched loaf where I'm using whole milk and an egg, and it uses oil and salt and yeast and sugar and bread flour. So I'm going to press start. We're going to let it mix for about 4 minutes, and then we're going to come back and see if we need to scrape the sides of our pan. So we are going to take a look at our dough and see what's going on inside of here. Well, hopefully you can see this. There is a lot of stuck on ingredients over here on this side. So I'm just going to take my rubber spatula and I'm going to scrape down the sides. Now, if you're afraid to get in there while that paddle is moving around, you can hit pause and you can do it that way. Now that dough ball is looking pretty good. I'm going to let it mix for a couple more minutes, and then we'll check it and see what it looks like since I've scraped those ingredients down. So as I take a look at this dough ball, I can see that it's a little bit on the wet side. And this is probably because I used a larger egg than I normally use. I actually used a duck egg. And so I am going to add a tablespoon of flour and see if this dough ball comes together better. I just want you to look at the transformation that took place after I added 1 tablespoon of flour to this dough mixture. Now it's going to continue to mix, and this will make a wonderful loaf of bread. See, it's slightly tacky, but it's not sticky. It's soft to the touch, but not sloppy. And it's forming a very nice ball.